Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Olamitari Rantiola. I'm here to share with you again. I hope you will be blessed. The title that I would like to share with you today is What I Wish I Knew Before Marriage. Isn't that interesting? And I'm going to be sharing a bit of my experience. By the way, I'm not a teenager in marriage. 13 years in marriage, so I feel I have some experience to share with you, and I hope you'll be blessed. I'll be sharing this topic from a popular book that you might have read, and which is titled Love Languages by Gary Chapman. So, what is love language? Love language is basically how we give out love or how we receive love. And one thing about love language is uh, we give out love or we receive love basically because on how we've been configured, our configuration, which is dependent on our environment, is dependent on our background exposure. Those are the things that affect the way we want to receive love from our partner or the way we give out love. All right, so uh basically there are 5 love languages discussed by Great Chapman, and that is what I will stick with, but I'm just going to be infusing my own experience and knowledge with it. All right, so before I go to that, one thing about love languages, most of the conflicts that we see around, or most of the fights that we see around, are not necessarily because of the incidences that happened around that time of the fight. They are because of the empty emotional love tank. We all have love tank, and once this love tank is empty, it may lead to anger, it may lead to verbal abuse, it may lead to grudges, shouting, and so outbursts. We just react to it. So what we tend to see in conflicts, or where we tend to see, when there is a fight, is because of this empty emotional love tank. And so one thing is that we all want to be loved. That is one thing. So and that is what marriage does. It fills that empty space. So, like I said, I'll be sharing 5 love languages as discussed by Ray Chapman. And the first love language is word of affirmation. So, what is word of affirmation? As simple as it is, some people just love to receive compliments. They just love it to tell them, I love you. They want you to tell them your hair is nice, your clothes is fine. They can spend hours in the salon braiding, especially for women. And so when they get home and they just discover that there's this man out there that does not even notice that change. And they'll be like, for real? And see, I went to do this here just because of you, and you're not even celebrating me. That kind of thing. So that is love language. So the next one is quality time. Some people just want to spend quality time with their spouse. They will love to bond together. They will love to go to the cinema. They want to go to the beach, just bond and go here and there. And by the way, I told you that I'm going to be sharing my own experience. I am an introvert, and don't mind this video that you're looking at. I am an introvert. And by the way, if you have not watched my former video, the last one I did on spiritual insights for winning your battle, don't forget to go and watch it. I spoke extensively on the need to fight and how to fight some battles in order to get what you want in life, or in order to get to where God intended for you to get to. So I'm an extrovert, I'm an introvert, and my husband is an extrovert. He's outgoing, he's outspoken, and I'm an introvert that just want to be indoor. I love my space. I want to sleep. Back then, before marriage, my favorite scripture is the Lord giveth sleep to his beloved, so that you can understand the angle that I'm coming from. And I remember that the first outing that we had together, we went to the cinema together at Yaba, and I don't like watching movies. So we went to Yaba together, and unfortunately for us that day, we watched an American movie. I don't like watching movies, talk less of an American movie. So, and I formed like all was well, and those hours was one of the longest hours of my life, because I just managed to form. And I think subsequently I went to the beach together, and went to Project Fame. Yes, I think there was a time like that. I did not discuss it, and that's why I titled it "What I Wish I Knew Before Marriage." I did not discuss it, and I just tripped in like, all was well, but all wasn't well, you know, and so it resulted into fights. It resulted into conflicts, and by the way, don't let them tell you that uh, you're a sinner when you fight in marriage. You don't need to fight. You will need to fight, and you will fight many fights, you know. So, but one thing is that you will resolve the fight and ensure that you resolve with the fight as quick as possible. And one benefit of fight is that it will just enable you to understand each other's differences and be able to align. So just ensure that you're using the fight for positive thing, or you will fight, and it's not a cause. You will fight, right? So I remember that we fought about it, and I made a statement, and that statement, I think I said that I am not your handbag. I particularly don't have issues with him going around. He's somebody that would love to go to Freedom Park, visit all the recreational centers. I don't even have issues if you want to do all of that, but just exclude me out of it. I just want my space. I just want to sleep. And so I remember that at one point I said, I am not your handbag. And that statement really caused a lot of trouble, you know. So these are just the issues. What is your own spouse's love languages? And third one is receiving gifts. Some just love to receive gifts. Some, you dare not miss their birthdays, the wedding anniversaries. They like surprises. They love you to do a public proposal, and all of those ceremony. They love all of that. That's another love language. And the fourth one is act of service. The act of service, they just want to be helped. For me, I think my own is act of service. I just want to be helped. Some just love to, some can cook all the food, all the meal for the day without no help. They don't mind. But some, like me, I don't like to be stressed. And so when I'm sweating and someone is just in the parlor watching TV or pressing phone, it could be an issue. So there's need for you to think about it, and how do I help this person? And if I can't help, how do I provide help? Maybe an external person to help. And the last but not the least is touch. Some just love to be touched. It may not necessarily even lead to the other real matter, but just for you to receive the touch. And one thing is that some may have like 3 or 4 of these love languages. So all you just need to do is look for the topmost one to work with. And so how do you discover your spouse's love languages? So number 1 is that you may communicate about it. I know several you would have had communication is very important, both in relationship and marriage. So you're dating, there's need for you to talk about it. What's your love language? Okay. And the second thing is that there's need for you to think of how do you give love. You may be giving love the way you want to receive it. Maybe you're somebody that don't miss people's birthdays, anniversaries. Probably you're trying to say that I don't want you to miss my birthday, and if you miss that person's birthday, there may be issues. So that is another way. 3 is that there may be conflict. What is it that's been causing issues in the marriage? You can check what is it that we've been having issues with in our relationship. What is the cause? So for you to look at it, and you can trace it from there. And another thing is that the fourth thing is that you can think about what is it that you've been nagging about, what is it that you've been complaining subsequently you are just complaining about. It could be an indicator to your own love language. All right, so Once you get this love language, so what do? Especially for those that are yet married, to be married. Don't forget I said what I wish I knew before uh I I I got married. And so for those that are yet to get married, there's need for you to sit yourself down first and see once you look at this person's love language and think about it, can I actually do this? Okay, maybe your husband, your spouse to be somebody that love to go to church, that love to go to redemption camp to pray. If you cannot do it, it can be a deal breaker. So there's need for you to sit yourself down and actually think about it. Can I actually do this? Am I ready to sacrifice? Oh, for me, it's like, oh, Freedom Park today. We need to visit this recreational center tomorrow. I need to go to somebody's birthday, somebody's owambe, But if it is before marriage, you can discuss it and see if it's something you can still go ahead and do. But if it is after marriage, there's hardly anything you can do again. So what you just need to do is, and you sit yourself down and you do a self-assessment. Your self-assessment will be like, okay, so why is it I don't really like going out? That's what exactly I did. Why is it I'm not an art person? I did sciences, so why will I love to be watching Tunde Kelani, or why will I want to watch to listen to Wole Soyinka speaking? So there's need for me to sit down. Okay, so how do I get out of this my zone, my comfort zone? And when I did the analysis, I realized that I don't like dressing up for occasions. How do I don't like, why will I need to sit down, wear clothes, to make up, no, I just don't like that stress. So it could be that you need to take a stock of your wardrobe. Maybe you need to, like me, you need to add up. If you need to go out occasionally, definitely you need to get some stuff. So I don't know what's your own. I'm just using mine as an example for you to pick one or two things. So for you need to do a self-assessment. Why is it that I don't like giving out love this way? And the third thing is that you need to implement. It is more than just doing an analysis. There's need for you to take action. There's need for you to work on it. So, and you know that one thing is that in marriage we are not the same. We are coming from different backgrounds, so we are like this. And so for each partner, we need to drop one thing, or we drop till we align. You keep dropping till you align. It is when you align that you have a peaceful home and you have a happy home. And aligning, it does not mean that it's basically the work of the wife or the work of the husband. Okay, we need to rub on each other. You need to drop some certain things. Another person will drop, some we pick, till you get to that level. And one interesting thing about me, and I like going out, and I like to go to parties, and I like to go to fun places. In fact, there are some dates that I now know that I ask that, okay, there are some events that I already know that we go to, that I'll be asking that, when are we going to these events? It is that bad. So don't worry, and I tend to enjoy it now. I tend to go out now, and I'm just enjoying it. Okay, so don't worry, you will definitely enjoy it like mine. So I hope you've been blessed with this video. So if you've been blessed, don't forget to subscribe so that you can hear more of this beautiful video. Thank you so much for your time. If you have watched to this level, till I come your way next time, have a blessed day. Bye.